Flight boss, bitch, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And we're gonna talk about the motherfucking transit that everybody been going through that really nobody been aware of. Now, for the most part, this is the transit with Pluto square Venus. Because we all know that Venus is in Libra right now, right? So Pluto is in Capricorn. So what does that mean, right? They're square. Anytime we have a square, that's a learning process. So this is something that we got to learn from. So keep that in mind also. But on a grand scale, on the grand theme of things, this is what's actually going on. You know, people ways of loving, appreciating, and valuing is going through a transformation right now. The things that they love, appreciate, and value, and relate to, and willing to compromise with, that is going through a big transformation right now at the moment. And you actually have to learn from these things. So pay very close attention to the people, places, and things that you do love, appreciate, value, and relate to, and things that you may indulge into, and stuff of that nature. You see what I'm saying? Because for the most part, that's where the most learning going to be coming from. And if you're doing these things as like going too far and doing too much compromising, then it's going to play out in a negative way. If you are balancing this energy at the time, then it'll play out in a positive way. But the energy is being focused on the people, places, and things that you love, appreciate, value, relate to, and willing to compromise with. So keep that in mind. This is going through a big transformation right now, and it's going to be all the way until Venus get up out of Libra. So keep that in mind. Now, here's the way it's going to be constructed. It's going to be constructed in the actual elements of the two things that's actually aligning each other. So the two elements is earth and air. And it's in the cardinal spectrum. It's in the cardinal sphere of reality. So it's aligning each other in a cardinal way. So right here, this is dealing with initiating and starting and creating. So for the most part, when we talk about Pluto and we talk about Venus, now Venus is the one that's in air. Now Venus actually loves to be here. You see what I'm saying? So Venus gets to do all its love, appreciation, and value and relativeness to the actual element it gets to do it best in. It likes to do it in fixed earth also, but cardinal air is another area it likes to do it best in. So for the most part, it gets to love and appreciate and value forms of relativeness, communicating, analyzing on a one-on-one basis, seeing what's on other people's mind, and trying to relate and create balance and fairness. So anytime someone is trying to create fairness or balance in this realm, is that those energies is backed and supported by Venus. And anytime you see somebody going out their way to create some type of balance or fairness, they're doing it out of love. And you have to know that. Or even if they're having an injustice towards themselves, which that'd be more on an Aries like. But for the most part, when we talk about justice and communication and social awareness and things of that nature, that's talking about Libra. Now, that kind of thing is getting transformed. That's how the transformation is getting constructed. So the people, places, and things that you love, appreciate, and value, the forms of you initiating conversation and analyzing and wanting to do things with them and create balance and fairness with them, that's going to be the direct energy signature to show you that that's what's going to be needed to be transformed. That's what's going to be tweaked. You see what I'm saying? Anytime you jump into the Venus, but doing it in a Libra way, shit going to have to need to be tweaked in your motherfucking life, because Venus energy itself, along with it being in Libra, is what's being affected. So anytime you jump into those frequencies, it's like a radio. You jump into the Libra frequency, that's like balance, fairness, you know what I'm saying, seeing things from other people's point of view and initiating and creating new ways of how to think and communicate. Now you jumping in the Libra frequency. Now once you jump into that frequency, it's in Venus. So we all naturally going to have that energy thrown on us, or all have natural access to that energy, because it's in Venus itself. And Venus is one of the stars, light, conscious, wave, bodies of water that you see. That's close in this realm of reality. So for the most part, when you jump into the frequency of diving into the things that you love, appreciate, value, and relate to, boom, you turn it into the Venus radio station. You know what I'm saying? And the Venus radio station is in the area of location of Libra. So once you jump into both of those, you automatically put yourself into a learning situation. So based upon your own alignment with today's alignment, that's going to tell you how it play out. Some people learn in a positive way, like they're learning something positive. You see what I'm saying? a lot of people may have got certain alignments where they've been in a negative relationship, or how they relate to people been in a negative way, and based upon their alignment and this transit that's going on now, that's going through a transformation. They're going to actually learn how to relate to people better. They're going to actually learn how to love better at this time. Then you got people who got alignments that's vice versa. These people may naturally already in their alignment are loving and kind and know how to relate to people, and socially know how to relate to people, and see from both sides of things. Right now with this transit right now, that's going to go through a transformation in this aspect. You're going to learn how to not supposed to do that so much. You know what I'm saying? Because every time you do that, people take advantage of that. You see what I'm saying? So whatever spectrum that you already on, based upon your natural natal alignment, is going to get transformed, and you're going to have to learn from that aspect. So it doesn't matter if you naturally got good placements right now or naturally got bad placements. That's going to transform. So if you naturally got bad placements, it's going to transform. Naturally got good placements, it's going to transform for the bad. Now if you're a person who already watch Archangel Uriel, or you already watch another astrologer, then you already know what energies you're going to be influenced by, because you're into transits. Like, you're into this shit right now. So you already know that, all right, this is what I'm going through right now. So let me, if I'm under that circumstance and I'm feeling those influences based upon the people, places, and things I'm around right now, boom, I know where it's coming from. So now I know how to move in a room full of vultures. You see what I'm saying? That's all astrology is a motherfucking about. Even when you want to talk about like ancient elites and things of that nature, right? Like, people want to say what's ancient elite knowledge, but if you really understand, it's really no such thing as, it's just astrology. They knowledge that they claim to be elite and sacred is nothing more but astrology. Learning about transits, learning about periods of time, knowing when another period of time is coming across again. See, the only difference with the elite and you is, see, they utilize these energies against you, and then come up with logics and religions and books and scriptures and textures, and texts that'll teach you to not get into astrology. They'll teach you that astrology is evil, or to teach you that astrology is not real, yet using astrology on you. You know what I'm saying? Utilizing soaking you up as a battery to utilize a period of time the best way that they see fit for it. So that's all that shit is about. So if you want to do any type of research on the lead or whatever, it's all gonna lead back to motherfuckers utilizing astrology, signs and symbols. And signs and symbols ain't nothing but alignments. Planetary alignments. You know what I'm saying? So if you are a person who spooked out about signs and symbols, then you are a person who are being used. You're either used by a religion, or you're being used by the Illuminati, which is all the same shit. And they're using this shit against you. Because when you get up and go to your 9-to-5 job, you're going into a sign, a sigil, a pentagram. You're going into a building that has a name, that has a structure, that has a routine. And that routine has a pattern. And the way that pattern is flowing as a current, that's the geometrical shape, or what y'all want to call a star, will be. So that will be the sign that they got you up under, for you to keep coming back, giving them your motherfucking energy. So before you look at my fucking video and say I'm part of a fucking Illuminati, you need to understand what the fuck you up under. And I'm using this shit for what I use it for. And I give it the meaning I want to give it the meaning for. You know what I'm saying? I use it for my fucking purposes. And that shit ain't got shit to do with motherfucking Illuminati. That shit I created that shit. See what I'm saying? So, don't let somebody else create some shit and put you in fear, and now you think you got some type of wisdom, but you up under a spell. So the more you put up those videos about other people being Illuminati, the more you put videos about people being satanic, the more you put up videos about somebody devil worshipping, the more you're giving your energy to the shit that you're controlled by, the shit you're possessed by, because that's the shit you're into. That's the shit you fear. That's the shit, that's your world. Do you get it? So for the most part, and they just attack me. That's how they attack you. You know what I'm saying? Through electronics, through the phone. And since I'm using a phone to talk about what I'm talking about right now, some esoteric wind just so happened to come knock the phone down. You see what I'm saying? But that's how it works. But at the same, let me get this right. But at the same time, But at the same time, let's stop picking on them in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. Let's get back on the third dimension. Let's talk about these motherfucking transits now. Getting back to Pluto. Now, like I said, Pluto is squaring motherfucking Venus, so it's a big learning process. And the way that learning process is going to come, it's going to come in a way that it hits you. Like you're gonna be like, damn, something that just reality just hit me. It's gonna make you feel like that because it's Saturn. Now, since Saturn is further away than Venus, we always have to give the influence a filtering system. That's how you have to understand it. The further away the star, then you put that first. You know what I'm saying? And that's influencing the star that's closer to us. Now, you need to understand there's no such thing as left, right, up, down. It's just relative to space, location, and position. So since you're on a body of water, you're on a star, you're on a space, a specific location relative to these stars, you have to based upon positioning to you. You have to base it upon that. So Venus, based upon our position, is closer to us than Saturn. Saturn was already close to this space and location and drifted off a lot further in this and created some other shit on his own time. So we got Venus a little closer. So when we got not Saturn, but motherfucking Pluto. Now, so when we got Pluto, but that's a fact also. Saturn also is further away than Venus. So that was actually a good segue what I was talking about. But let's even talk about it from Pluto. Pluto is a real past time. When Pluto was creating the majority of imaginations here, like how y'all see the sun star that y'all up under now is doing, it was some other shit here. You know what I'm saying? It was some big old motherfucker other shit. You know what I'm saying? It was sky, everything was different colors. But Pluto did that ages ago. So where Pluto is at now, you know that based upon positioning and location. So it must have traveled. You know what I'm saying? Same way we're traveling. So Pluto, you always give the planet or the star that's further away, you always filter the influence through the planet that's closer to us based upon space and location. So since Pluto is influencing Venus, then that's the effects that we're going to have. So Pluto is in Capricorn. So right now we're witnessing a transformation into infrastructure, a transformation in how we obtain business and how we gain structure in our life, a transformation in how we gain popularity and status, a transformation in how we formulate our careers. So all that is going through a transformation, and we're either trying to take power and control over that area of life, or we're letting that area of life take power and control over us, to the point that that's when you're not letting the alignments work for you. You're letting the energies overwhelm you, aka you having a hard time gaining structure in your life. You're criticizing everyone else who's gaining structure in their life. Your way of seeing reality is fucked up. You're criticizing everybody else's way of seeing reality. Where if you just go ahead and construct your own way and transform your own way of seeing reality and let your way of seeing reality work for you, you will be able to gain structure in your life in the way Saturn is trying to teach you. See, it's a polar shift. It's either you're going to let the energies work for you, or you're going to let the energies overtake you, and all kind of beings who know how to use the energy work through that energy to possess you in some type of way. It's all on you. So since all that is going through a transformation and it's squaring Venus, the way that transformation is going to come is in the aspect of love, appreciation, value, relativeness, and the things that you're willing to compromise with. But also due to how you create balance in your life and how you initiate and create new ways of thinking and communicating. So keep that in mind. So that's where the big transformation is going to come to. So, you know, everybody's love change. The love that people have for you might change. The love you have for others may change right now. Your way of relating to people may change at this moment. Your way of socializing is going to change at this moment. Networking, your way of networking, and even how we even see the way people express love at this time is going to be changed. You know what I'm saying? Transformed. People taking more power and control over how they appreciate love and how they give love. People taking more, because we at a time right now where other people see, it's Pluto. So Pluto is all about power and control. And if you got it squaring Libra and Venus, you know what I'm saying? Venus and Libra. Right now, people got this sense of thinking they can take power and control over how you express your love. So people are trying to control how you love. People are trying to control how you appreciate. People are trying to control what you should appreciate. People are trying to control what you should value. People trying to control, you know what I'm saying? It goes deep. It goes deep like that and shit like that. So with that flashlight there, you can see all the lengths in the air and shit. But for the most part, yeah, and shit. people trying to take power and control over how you express it. And then you may even find yourself, if you're getting overwhelmed by the energy, you're going to be in the same shoes as these people. Find yourself criticizing and trying to take power and control over how you see other people should be, what other people should be compromising with, or what other people should be valuing. But you need to you need to transform yourself. So for the most part, if you're transforming this for yourself, people are going to try to take that power and control back and force how they choose to love, how they choose to show what they value, how they choose to show what they appreciate. You know what I'm saying? And that's the energy everybody should be in right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you know you're on the right side of the energy. But for the most part, everybody, it's like 95 to 99% of the world who's overwhelmed by the energy instead of using the energy for themselves. And that's one of the reasons why the world is in the position that is in right now. And then anytime you get somebody who come along who utilize the energy, the mass energy for themselves, everybody who don't know how to utilize the energy for themselves end up looking towards the person who know how to utilize the energy for themselves. And the person who know how to utilize the energy for themselves, 9 times out of 10, they may just have a natural planetary alignment to naturally do that, or they into astrology. But 9 times out of 10, that's as far as you're gonna get. So I don't care if you talk about Socrates. I don't care if you talking about the people who helped the Bibles that y'all read. I don't care if you talking about all the ancient philosophers. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. At the end of the day, either it comes down to this: you got people who use the energy for them, and you got people who get overwhelmed by the energies. Which one on the scale is you on? And that's what my channel is about. So right now, once you understand this transit and you understand Pluto squaring Venus right now, you understand what kind of transformations we're going through right now. So if you see a lot of shows or a lot of news channels or a lot of propaganda or a lot of videos or a lot of internet things or a lot of social media sites that you see gearing towards the energy of trying to transform your love for something, or trying to give you a new aspect to indulge into, some type of new entertainment or some type of new type of concept you need to indulge into or compromise your own life with. You see what I'm saying? That's letting you know you're getting overwhelmed and you're letting other energies and people who know how to utilize these energies against you. You know what I'm saying? So things that you have loved, appreciated, and valued, they're trying to transform and take power and control and take that away from you and set another shape and form there for you to love and appreciate and value. And then they're going to be the authorities of that intellectual property, right? So they're always going to receive all the attention that's being paid in the esoteric realm, because we're all billionaires spiritually. We're all quadrillionaires. So for the most part, trillionaire, that's a new one. Fuck trillionaire, I'm a trillionaire. But for the most part, yeah. But your currency is what you pay attention to. So if they create another shape and form, if they take power and control over what you loved and appreciated and valued before, transform that and create another shape and form. That shape and form, whoever created that, they are the authorities of that intellectual property. So everybody who start to love and appreciate and value that new thing, right? The people who got power and control over that is the people who created that, right? Now, since they put that out there, they always going to receive the attention to what's being paid from your spiritual currency. You see what I'm saying? So now you just sitting there being absorbed by the next new thing and indulging in it, and 9 times out of 10, you're not knowing that what you like and what you appreciate and what you love is actually being controlled and actually being constructed based upon the time we are in. And if you know the time we are in, you're going to know what everybody is loving and appreciating and valuing right now. AKA, that's elite knowledge. AKA, you should know that Venus is in Libra right now. So if Venus in Libra, we know that everybody have a sense to love and appreciate and value some form of communicating, some form of networking, some form of socializing, some form of social media, some form of communicating and trying to create some form of balance and fairness, right? So if they sit back knowing this, they like, okay, let's create an oppressor. Let's create an opposition. Let's create something that's opposing what can already be there, in a way of it being social media, in a way of it being valued and appreciated. You know what I'm saying? And then they work these things against y'all. And then y'all get it and be like, hold on. Everybody been doing this so long, but we need to do this now. So and then you get a bunch of soldiers over here who feel like they need to create balance and fairness, right? out of the circumstance and the situation that someone in place there because they understood the energies that everybody going through in a minute, and they know that everybody gonna need a new phone right now. See what I'm saying? Because Venus is in Libra, air. You know what I'm saying? The phone is dealing with communication. So it's all kind of motherfucking shit. So don't even be surprised if a new phone come out right now. Like a phone probably just came out and it's a whole nother phone by the same company coming out again. Like you like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? They just milking y'all like batteries. But yeah, that's letting you know this is the motherfucking the energies that we're going through with Pluto squaring Venus. Flake balls, bitch, goddamn air.